Welcome, everybody. Dominic here, Breakthrough Sessions. We are really in the midst of something great. Hopefully, we're growing your life. We will continue to work on you. I'll continue to make an impact. Let's dive in today. And the focus is contentment. That's right. Oftentimes in our lives, we look at money, we look at houses, we look at cars, we look at clothes, we look at shoes, we look at watches, we look at jewelry as these things of value, of significance to us. And in many cases, those are not the driving factors in our lives. And contentment is about you accepting you. You know, coming from a rough background myself, it's just contentment. I always felt like there was someone who was worse off, and I felt like I owed it to myself. I felt like I owed it to my siblings, my family, to actually just enjoy and be find some type of happiness in what I had, not what other people had, because I seen other people with things that I wasn't quite sure if it made them feel better, if it would make me feel better. But it was just that it was that not it was that ability for me not to truly understand, gosh, what it meant. Like just to see someone else with nice things, it made me want to have the same things. But I think being content is even when we're at our lowest points, even when our life isn't going great, even when we can't make a payment on a bill, even when we find ourselves struggling to, you know, to find someone to see the worth within us, even when we struggle to find our friends, even when it's pouring down and it seems like it's never ending. Something's coming up every time, something's happening to me every time. It's just being content. Content that your life is better off than someone else's. Content that someone died due to a virus that's going on in this world. And the only thing you have to worry about is, yeah, how am I going to pay my rent next month, or how am I going to pay my car payment next month? It's contentment, and it's tough. It's still tough. Nothing prepares you for what you go through in these hard times, in these times of just it's bareness. It makes you feel weak. It makes you feel unworthy. It makes you feel like you're not responsible. But just understand this: contentment is not about all the glory days. It's not about all the glitz and the glamour. Contentment is about the state of mind where you're happy. You're finding joy in the things that you do have. You're finding joy in your life even through the toughest times, because what you have to understand is that someone else is going through a tougher time than you. Someone else hasn't been able to make their rent payment for the last 8 months, and here you are. You're getting close to maybe not making it for 1 month, and you're worried. Contentment is being okay with not having the fancy car like your friends do. Contentment is not having the big fancy house like you see everyone else with, because maybe it isn't that you can't afford it, but maybe you're not quite there yet. Maybe you're not ready to have that big house with the nice picket fence. Maybe right now it's about you being content and actually enjoying yourself, and then actually trying to figure out, hey, I'm good where I'm at. Now, when I talk about contentment, I'm not saying to stand still, but what I'm saying is learn to appreciate these things in life. Learn to appreciate those moments where you feel like this isn't right. Learn to appreciate that other people will have things in their life and they'll show you things in their life that you don't necessarily need. It's good that they have those things, and maybe they have earned them, and maybe they put themselves in a position to go after those things. But that's not what makes us. Material things don't make us. And when we eventually die and we're no longer here on this earth, contentment is knowing that I gave my praise. I gave my thanks. I was grateful for the life that God has given me. Like this his ability to touch me, his ability to help me shine, his ability to walk me through 36 years of my life, or however old you are. Think about how powerful that is, and think about what you already have instead of being focused on what you don't have. Maybe you don't have that right now because it isn't the time, and you need to get your mind right, and you need to get your heart right, and you need to get your belief system right, and you need to change your behaviors, your habits, these things that could create a whole different you. But instead, we oftentimes are caught up in the moment where we allow ourselves to see other people in a light that tells us is that they're better than us because of the material things that they have. See, contentment is being okay with what you don't have. Contentment is knowing that wherever you are in your life right now, you're enough. And regardless of what anyone else says, regardless of what track you think you're supposed to be on, God Himself has put you on this path for a reason. We go through trials and tribulations, and we go through struggles, and we go through pain, and we go through heartache. And all these things are trying to teach us how to be content, how to be okay with what it is that we have. We can't measure up to other people's expectations. We can't have big, nice, fancy houses and cars and the luxury items that others have because maybe it just isn't our time. Will we get there? Absolutely. But if you don't learn how to be content with what you have now, if it's less, then what can you possibly be thinking that you're going to do when you have more, when you get that blessing of having more? If you can't be content with the amount of money that you're making now and be thankful and grateful, then how can you allow yourself to grow to the next level? Because you don't appreciate and you're not grateful for what it is that you have right now. If you can't be thankful and grateful for that relationship, that person that you can share your life with, talk to them, get help, you know, be shown love, kindness. It's, if you can't get that, then what makes you think that you deserve a relationship or marriage? What makes you think that if you're not content with what it is that's going on in your life right now, that it could be any better? Because we're always chasing after things. We're chasing after material things, but instead chase after the opportunity to give back. Chase after the opportunity to wake up every day and work on yourself. Chase after the opportunity every day to wake up and tell yourself something that resonates with you. Take that to heart. Like, isn't what you have here right now in the present more than enough? If you think back over the years of your life and what you have become to this point, will there be more? Absolutely. Once you start to actually appreciate, be grateful, be thankful, and just know that everything that you have right now, right here in front of you, is working for you, not against you. The only way it works against you is when you start to look from the inside out and you start to judge yourself based on what everyone else is doing, what everyone else has, and that becomes your downfall. Our lives are precious. God gave them to us. He handcrafted each and every one of us individually. And if you don't believe that that's true or that it's possible, then maybe, just maybe, you can open your mind to something new. Has where you got to this point in time because of anything else? Where do you think you got the strength, the courage, the ability to walk, feel, see, smell, touch, everything that we do? Where did it come from? It's not the universe. The universe didn't exist before God. He made us. So whatever you're going through, be content. Whatever you have, be content. Learn how to manage that. And when you manage that, everything else that is supposed to come to you, everything else that is planned, that is in your journey, in your layout, God will bring it to light. It will happen for you. But be okay with not trying to live like other people. Be okay with not trying to have the relationships that others have, because maybe you just have some work to do on your own and yours will be just as perfect. Be okay. Be content. Find joy. Find happiness. Be grateful in what you already have. This is Breakthrough Sessions. I'm Dominic. Take care. Remember, you deserve every day, but you've got to be willing to work for it. Never let anybody tell you anything different. Have a great one.